Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to Football Flakes on Flip TV. My name is Sadiq Oyeneyin. He is going to be scintillating, stratospheric, and eye-watering. And there are some headlines now about the transfers that are very, very hot in the transfer windows. And here I'm with
Sivanus Ekanem.
So now the first transfer news that has begun since, but now is just unveiled in the Spanish capital, Real Madrid, is Anthony Rudiger. And as I'm going to read on Marca, the page says Anthony Rudiger has admitted that Barcelona was interested acquiring his services, but he had made a decision to leave Chelsea and join Real Madrid on a free transfer this summer. Mr. Silva, what can you say about the transfer of Anthony Rudiger moving from Chelsea to Real Madrid?
It's a good addition to Real Madrid at the moment now, because looking at them losing Ramos and Rafa Varane last season, and then now they're having Rudiger now with David Alaba, Militao, is a good addition to the team. So
do you think Rudiger now moving to Real Madrid is going to make the starting lineup in Carlo Ancelotti's squad?
Yeah, it's going to be a big headache for them, because Rudiger joining and there was David Alaba there, who is also good, and then Militao too, a good defender too. So it will be an headache for Ancelotti. So what my question is now is that who do you think is going to be the preferred central back for Ancelotti? Should be Rudiger, David Alaba, or if Alaba should play at the right side, then it will be Rudiger, Militao.
Okay, I think that's a good combination, and it's going to work out for Real Madrid. And let me continue with the news about Anthony Rudiger. The German international revealed he had no intentions to join the Bulgarian and stressed that Real Madrid were the only Spanish team he was willing to join. There was a call from Barcelona, Rudiger said during his introductory press conference on Monday, but I told my agent it was Real Madrid or nothing. Rudiger was admitted that his representative made contact with Real Madrid back in September and that he spoke to coach Carlo Ancelotti in April. The first time I got in contact, not myself, but through my agent, was early September. The first time, he noted. The second time was when I spoke with Ancelotti in April. I thought that was the most important moment to speak with Ancelotti. Then I made my choice to play for the club under him. Now he's saying he made his choice to play for Carlo Ancelotti. And how do you think Rudiger feel right now? Is it that he don't like Chelsea anymore, or he thinks Chelsea does not suit him anymore, that he have to step up in his career to play under Carlo Ancelotti?
He has been in Chelsea for 5 years, and everybody will want a new challenge in life. So he's going to start another new challenge, maybe another new country, because from moving from Italy to England, moving from big Germany, then something like that. So he's coming now to Spain. He's trying to play around the Europe before retirement, something like that. Not that he wasn't happy at Chelsea, but they just want to face another challenge.
Okay, so what can you say about him leaving Chelsea now? Do you think he's as a good player, and also how he used to feature in every game, week in, week out for Chelsea? Do you think Chelsea will miss Rudiger?
As a Chelsea fan, we are going to miss Rudiger. Chelsea is going to miss Rudiger because he was one of the defenders that every striker will be scared of, because he's so aggressive that he's ready to collect card just to do anything just to save his team the goal to enter the post. So that is, we'll miss Rudiger a lot at Chelsea.
Okay, I think that's a very, very good defender, and I think most of if he's listening to the Chelsea fans, that they are going to miss him, is going to be having goosebumps that wow, I think I'm very, very important at Chelsea. And him leaving Chelsea now, do you think Chelsea will have a replacement for Anthony Rudiger?
Sure, Chelsea will always have a replacement for any player. If we can replace Terry, like I said last time, we can replace any player.
Okay, then who was the replacement for Terry then?
The same Rudiger now. So Rudiger was there to replace Terry. So in every player that we miss, because when Terry was about aging, David Luiz came back. He covered for Terry, and then Rudiger came to the team and stuff like that. So Chelsea is always having, they're not always too bad at the defense.
Okay, Mr. Silva said Chelsea are not always too bad in defense, as you can see under Thomas Tuchel when they won the Champions League. They broke the record of having the most clean sheets in the Champions League. And Rudiger also said, I will give everything for the club and I want to win as many trophies as possible. Rudiger noted it's all about winning at Real Madrid. This is what they demonstrated over the past years. We all dream of winning the Champions League, and even with a lot of doubt from outside, they did the job last year. I don't know how to describe Real Madrid Champions League run. It was unbelievable. I knew by this time in the final that I was going to be a Real Madrid player, so I was rooting for them. It also means we can compete next season for the Club World Cup and UEFA Super Cup. Despite Eder Militao, David Alaba and Nacho Fernandez all competing for 2 spots in Real Madrid's central defense, Rudiger acknowledged that he is confident he can become an undisputed starter at Los Blancos. I think this is the point line in the news. Like Rudiger said, that despite Eder Militao, David Alaba and Nacho Fernandez, that he is confident that he's going to be in the starting lineup. So who do you think? Let's pick Rudiger as the first choice now. And within these 3 central defenders now, Militao, Alaba and Fernandez, who do you think would make the perfect pair for Anthony Rudiger?
David Alaba.
Okay, why do you say so?
Because Alaba is just that kind of player that Rudiger will play with, and then there is nobody that will pass that defense. Because Alaba is an aggressive defender, and Rudiger is an aggressive defender too. So once 2 of them are in the same defender, I'm not sure anybody can score them. Or just add even the Militao guy too. Any of them, if you are just swapping the team, you see that it's a very good defense. They have a very good defense. Real Madrid at the moment now, because with Rudiger addition to them, with David Alaba, will have a very good defense.
So you are dropping Nacho Fernandez now for the other players. Okay, and now I think we are getting to the end of Rudiger being unveiled at Real Madrid. Real Madrid are tagged with very good players in position as well. Rudiger admitted, but I am confident what to bring in. Competition which is healthy for everyone and keeps everyone moving. We are going to move to our next headline, which says Raheem Sterling is close to joining Chelsea. I think there's some agreements that is made between Chelsea and Raheem Sterling at the moment in London, and I think as soon as possible he's going to join Chelsea, and I think that's going to be a very good addition for Chelsea. So how do you see the transfer of Sterling moving to Chelsea?
Sterling is a good player. We need that kind of experienced forwarder to join the team at the moment, because Chelsea are having a lot of problem with the goals. So Sterling is a player that can score. He's ready. He has the pace and the rest. So Sterling is a good addition to Chelsea, and I pray the deal work out finally and nothing comes up and spoil the deal. I want Sterling should join Chelsea. It's a good addition to the team.
Okay, Mr. Sterling to join Chelsea now. So who do you think that is going to be dropped in the, or what is your preferred front lineup? Although the transfer has not yet ended, Chelsea can still go on to sign some attacking players. But with Sterling now joining Chelsea, which front 3 do you prefer now?
I would like Sterling, Timo Werner, and Mason Mount. Sometimes they'll swap it to Kai Havertz, stuff like that. But Kai Havertz should be the first 9 guy, and then Sterling will be at the side. Mason Mount here.
You mentioned Timo Werner now.
Timo Werner is, as in, if they should swap the team, as in, should always be playing the first 9, Kai Havertz. Then most of the time Timo Werner will play from the side.
What about Mason Mount?
I'm telling Mason Mount is always my starter.
No, just mention the 3 lineup that
I want. Then Raheem Sterling, Kai Havertz and Mason Mount.
So you are dropping Timo Werner.
Timo Werner have always been the bench, so we are already used to that. So it should be Sterling, Mason Mount and
Kai
Havertz.
Which other like other players now that you see have at the Chelsea depths? American player, that's Christian Pulisic. So you are making the agreement that you will not start Pulisic also.
Pulisic and Hakim Ziyech have not been giving Chelsea the best of them. So just for safety purposes, if they can come out, because you can't predict players, next season they may be in form. So we just depend on how the form comes with, and then there are a lot of players still coming in, like them Gallagher and Reyes, Gilmore, and so we're just still looking at how do we work the team out. But my preferred for now is Kai Havertz, Mason Mount, and Raheem Sterling.
So, what you're trying to say now is if he's going to come to Chelsea, Chelsea will get Thomas Tuchel will get the best out of Chelsea. So if Sterling eventually joins Chelsea, how many goals do you think Sterling will score
in a season?
Yes.
Considering Chelsea, I think Sterling will get 10-12 goals.
10 to 12 goals. Okay. You said considering Chelsea, like why do you say so? Chelsea
is not a team that plays for the forwarders. Everybody wants to score. You see Mason Mount get the ball, and then you're supposed to give it to player who play the shots. So some stuff like that. So if it was in Madrid, Man City, Sterling, and he's playing consistent, like Sterling will get 15-17 goals a season. But with Chelsea kind of football, I'm Sterling 12 goals.
12 goals to 10 goals.
12
okay, let's move down to the transfer of Sterling moving to the West London. Manchester City price tag of around 6 billion on winger as Chelsea main attacking transfer target is summer. Raheem Sterling has been vindicated, but the Blues can still potentially save up to 17 million euro. It has taken a short while for Chelsea to get going in the summer transfer window following months of sanctions that prevent them from making headway. But with Romelu Lukaku's situation seemingly heading toward a possible conclusion, attention is starting to finally watch towards incoming. Although defense is the main priority in the summer transfer window, aim fresh and update on Jules Koundé and Man City Nathan Ake. It is a fact another player from the current Premier League champions could be joining Chelsea next season. When I was reading through the news, through Football London, they said Lukaku. They mentioned Lukaku there. So eventually, Lukaku will be leaving Chelsea to join Inter Milan on loan. How do you see the transfer of Romelu Lukaku joining Chelsea? Has it been very bad, good, or fair of Romelu Lukaku?
Lukaku was one of the biggest mistakes Chelsea make in signing a striker. He's not the kind of striker we need.
So why did people made up your mind moving for Romelu Lukaku?
Lukaku, no, just that they did not have any other option because they were going for Erling Haaland that last season, and then due to agents and everything, so they needed a striker, so they had to sign Romelu Lukaku. And I just feel like the guy was just there to just donate what he knows how to donate in Chelsea, because he didn't play anything.
But I think he scored in all competition. He scored more than 10 goals. So
in all competition,
and he's still almost one of your top scorers.
But Messi Man scored 10 goals in Premier League, more than 10 in Premier League.
Okay.
So you are looking at it and you are saying Lukaku, and he was a striker that cannot adapt to a team pattern. That's what I'm saying? A player cannot adapt to it. It was like they should adapt to his pattern, that Chelsea is not giving him what he wants to play. So that's not the kind of player a club need, without Chelsea need right now.
Okay, but being his first season as Chelsea, do you think Chelsea should give him another chance for next season, or you want him loaned out to Inter Milan?
Let him go on loan. That is the chance we are giving to him. I would have sold him out, but he should go on a loan. That is the chance we are giving to Lukaku. Okay,
coming back to Raheem Sterling moving to West London, Chelsea. This is according to the Athletic. We report that confidence is growing between both parties that a deal can be completed in the near future, which will see the player make the move that he hopes guarantees him more regular first team football. Sterling is set to enter the final year of his contract with City, and now I think that's the end about Sterling. And Sterling moving down to Chelsea, do you think do you think Master Guardiola will feel the absence of Sterling in the team? Although they've signed the lack of Alvarez and Erling Haaland, but since for years Sterling have been playing for Manchester City, he has always been a good player for them, turning up when needed, giving them goals and having assists anytime when needed, and coming up for Man City almost every time except last season was benched. Do you think Guardiola will feel Sterling, maybe there was a match that we just think, oh, if Sterling was still in my team, I think we will have done better than this person that have fielded on the pitch?
Guardiola have never missed any of his players before. I've not seen any player
but he missed Aguero, though they won the Premier League, but there was some point he said they will not miss Aguero, but now he's going for Erling Haaland.
And you always need a striker in your team. He was saying, okay, did you see the absence of Aguero in their team? They were still scoring goals 6-0, 5-0, something like that. So they didn't miss Aguero, and they have to sign striker. They can't continue like that. That is why they have to get a striker. And Raheem Sterling leaving, I'm not sure Guardiola will miss him, because he always have enough players. He at least Sani left, and then there were players to cover for Sani, and then the rest. So I'm not sure Guardiola will miss Sterling at all.
Okay, Mr. Silva said Guardiola won't miss Sterling, even their top striker of all time, Aguero, when he left Manchester City, they still continue scoring goals, and eventually they won the Premier League. And moving to the next headline, is one of the best strikers in the world. He has been competing at the highest level, and he even won the FIFA Best Player last season. Which player are we talking about? That's Roberto Lewandowski. Bayern Munich said they won't let Lewandowski leave to Barcelona, but he himself said he wants to depart Germany to try in adventure in another team. And I think the front team line now is Barcelona. They are pushing for the move for Lewandowski, and the news reads Bayern Munich insists that Roberto Lewandowski will remain in their ranks next season. The Bavarians are ignoring the message sent by the player and the optimism for Barcelona after his possible signing. So what can you say about Lewandowski leaving Bayern Munich? Is it like we Bayern Munich miss a player like Lewandowski, or they'll move forward like what you said? That's when Aguero left Manchester City.
They won't move forward.
Miss him.
They can't move forward.
So why this is so?
The guy, someone that will score 50 goals a season for you, a striker that will score 50 goals a season for you, will just go like that. It's not possible for you to just move forward. They will feel, even though they will win matches because of where they are, because of the league they are. If they are in England, they will feel that somebody is not around.
They are going to miss.
They are going to miss a player.
But they have a lot of players in their rank. You know, they have Serge Gnabry, and I think the player that don't even play as a number 9, but yeah, they score more goals. That's Thomas Muller. They have other strikers, Choupo-Moting. They have Leroy Sane. Do you think those players I've mentioned would cover up for Lewandowski?
They should remove Lewandowski
or Thomas Muller himself. You know?
They should just remove Lewandowski goal a season and see how many goals Bayern Munich have. Just check then that kind of player is leaving. Somebody that is ready to contribute 50 goals a season is just leaving. And you are saying they can't replace Lewandowski like that. They will surely miss him.
So the lack of Thomas Muller being played as a second striker behind Lewandowski. So you think Muller being there won't even have the chance to replace or emulate what Lewandowski has been doing in Bayern Munich?
Muller will be the Muller, but he can never replace Lewandowski. Lewandowski will keep on doing what he knows how to do, and then I'm sure that these people are going to really miss Lewandowski. That's why they don't want to let him go. Okay,
continuing from where we stopped in Lewandowski deal, a former player and former president of the Bavarian club told Sports One that they are relying on Lewandowski. The new team is being worked on intensively. If everything that was presented to me last week works out, we have an attractive team next season. Here with Lewandowski, O'Hene said. In the same vein, he sent a message to Barcelona and the player's agent, Bini Zahavi. Things didn't go exactly the way he and his agent wanted. O'Hene said that's why they are hungry. I would advise everyone involved to be objective and not let the situation escalate. The sun will shine on Lewandowski and Bayern again. It has always been like that. Lewandowski is out of contract with Bayern next year, and his contract could be the last chance for the club to cash in on him. That said, O'Hene is in his favor of keeping their hold. Like being said, his agent now, O'Hene said, if Bayern does not cash out on Lewandowski this season, maybe for any amount, be it 30 something euro or 40 something, and let him go to Barcelona, they will lose him on a free transfer next season. So or what do you think about Lewandowski transfer? Should he move to Barcelona this season and Bayern Munich should cash out on the transfer, or lose him free to Real Madrid next season?
I think they should allow him go.
Okay.
If someone is not ready to stay again, you should just let that player go. He wants to leave to face another new challenge. You can't tie a player down who is not ready to play for you anymore. So you have to let him go. At least any amount that comes out, they take from Lewandowski.
I think that was also my my preferred response to the transfer, and I think it's going to be good for both parties, because he himself, that would be a good let me say a send off for him in Bayern Munich. The fans cheering him up, appreciating what he has done in the capital, and everything will go fine, than leaving on the transfer, on free transfer. That's going to be a loss for Bayern Munich. And if he's going to leave this season, like what I said earlier, there are some players that can cover for him, though they might not do up to what he used to do, but I think the Bundesliga is league that is not so hard and very competitive. And if Lewandowski is going to leave Barcelona, leave Bayern for Barcelona, it's going to be a good transfer for Barcelona, and also for Lewandowski moving out of a big club to another big club in another good league and good country. And I think what I can also say about that is, if he leaves Bayern, since it's not too hard, they can still fight their way and have a good transfer, because though there are not a lot of strikers in Europe, but if they can still manage Thomas Müller as a number 9, and
and Sadio Mane
still moving to Bayern Munich, everything is still going to go. And you can see what he's doing at Liverpool. Most times you don't even see Mane playing as a winger anymore. He's always playing as a first 9, because since they got Luis Diaz, he's playing at the number 7. Salah number 11, and they put Mane as number 9. So I think everything will just go well. They should just let Lewandowski go and cash out on him than making him sad and eventually causing an havoc in the club. And I think that's the end of the news about Lewandowski. And now we are moving to our next headline. One of the best second striker in the world, though he has not been performing very well. He's always coming back from the pitch, and he has been very, very outstanding. He has been scintillating. He has been stratospheric for the team, and I think they are very, very happy with him. Though I think this is going to be a goodbye for them to leave him. And the player we're talking about is no one other than Divock Origi, that scored against Barcelona in the run of in the semi-final that took Liverpool to the final against Real Madrid. Divock Origi is expected to arrive in Italy next week to undergo his medical test for AC Milan, ready to join the Rossoneri on a free transfer. In other words, it will be the first signing of the summer window. The agreement between Milan and Origi, as reported by Tuttosport, has been in place for several weeks now. Once the medical is done, therefore he will sign a 4-year deal with the club. At the age of 27, the feeling is that Origi has a lot to give and a higher year and years to reach. Despite scoring some very important goals for Liverpool, often showing his qualities, the playing time was always limited for him. I haven't read the headline and news, and I think the day himself, I think what I was thinking, that he has not been playing so much for Liverpool, and he has got some important goals for Liverpool. So what can you say about Origi and Liverpool for AC Milan?
It will be a good addition to AC Milan, and Liverpool, obviously they won't miss him because they have enough. He has always been in the bench for Liverpool for a long time, so it's a good start for him. He should go and prove himself in Italy, because looking at the record last season, I almost cried. Playing 18 matches in no competition, played 18 matches. So you need to go and face another new step and then get a regular starting spot. I
think he has been good for Liverpool. Even in England. And what I can say about I want to ask against that him, the club, let's talk about the club is moving to now. AC Milan is one of the best teams in the world, and also in Italy, being the current champions of Italy. Him moving to AC Milan now, do you think it's going to be the first choice, or what role do you think Origi will partake in the AC Milan team? Them having a striker, a world-class striker like Ibrahimovic, they have Giroud also, and also they have Ante Rebic, 3 strikers with great quality. So do you think Origi will be the first choice or second choice with the 3 strikers I've mentioned?
Rebic can also play at the wing side, that is the left wing, and then
but by trade
striker. Then if you are coming, these people have age. I think maybe Ibrahimovic, you don't know what he will do next season. He might say he wants to retire. So, and then he's not always playing all the games for AC Milan. And then even this guy to Giroud is aging. So they need somebody that need to be there in case of injuries and the rest. And I think he's going to be a starter.
Divock Origi.
Yes, Divock Origi is going to be a starter.
I know it has always been in everything. You can't just move from a club and move to another club and just be a starter like that. But do you think it will just be a regular, or you said it's going to be a starter? Is it going to be a regular starter, or how many matches can you predict Origi will play in AC Milan next season?
In the league, he's going to play 20. Maybe you come from play 12, start 12, and then come from bench the remaining ones. 20-25 matches I predict for him.
For Divock Origi. So Mr. Silva said he predicted 20 appearances for Divock Origi. And to continue with the headline, it says, at Milan, therefore Origi wants to prove the doubters wrong and challenge the league rivals such as Dusan Vlahovic, Ciro Immobile, and perhaps even his compatriot Romelu Lukaku. And as the newspaper concludes, he also needs to score in the UEFA Champions League for Milan, with their struggles with the past season. He has made mention of one of the top strikers also like Ciro Immobile and Romelu Lukaku that is eager to compete with them, and also Dusan Lajovic, the Juventus striker. Do you think so now mentioning those strikers, which like you said, is going to start at least 20 matches to what?
20 matches to 25 matches.
25 matches. So him playing up to 20 matches to 25 matches, how many goals do you think he's going to score?
The record goal we give, that is the league goal that I'm saying.
Yes.
He's going to score at least 12 goals.
In the league.
In the league.
So that's is that good for a striker to score 12 goals
in 25 matches? And a new striker is coming to another new country. It's a good record.
It's a good record. So I think with 12 goals, you can't get the golden boot.
You can't get the good. You don't know what the season will look like. So you just say with 12 goals, you can't get the golden boot, and it's true. You can't get the golden boot. But at least it's just starting the season and he get 12 goals in 25 matches. It's a good record to start with.
Okay, Mr. Silva says it's a good record to start with for Origi, moving from Liverpool to AC Milan. And I think the last headline here says Romelu Lukaku has agreed to move to Inter Milan on a loan from Chelsea. And before moving into Lukaku, I think, like what we said earlier about Lukaku moving to Inter Milan, do you think this transfer is still going to favor Lukaku? Because to me, Lukaku is not professional enough. Because I just moving to a new club, though you've played for the club before, and now moving back to, at least you have to respect the fans, even not the fans, at least you respect your CV, because the club you are moving to, they might not have enough respect for you, especially the fans. Because I believe the fans are the owner of the club. Without the fans, the club won't make money at all. So him moving out of Chelsea now, do you think which feelings do you think Inter Milan fans will have for Lukaku? Because I think at first he betrayed them moving from Chelsea, they wanted him the most, and now he's leaving Chelsea again to move to the same club.
This is what I wanted to even say, because last season they were so angry, the fans were so angry and say he will surely flop at Chelsea and then return back to them, and that is what is even trying to make them see now that truly that what they predicted is right. That's happened, because that last season fans were so angry that were like, you are leaving us to Chelsea, don't worry, you will flop, you will come back to us. So many of them were just putting that on Twitter, on his Twitter page. I was going through the comment, I was like, wow. And this is what himself, he also wants them to see now. And but see, he's not so professional enough for him going back. At least go to another country, go to another league or another club entirely apart from Inter Milan. Is it the only Inter Milan that is the team that you can go to?
Okay, I think we have to read across the headline, which says, according to Today Print edition of Rome-based newspaper Chronicle the Sport, who report that the Nerazzurri will pay the amount between the Belgian wages and loan fee to his current club. Do you think this move will favor Chelsea? Is it going to be a good move for Chelsea, having paid almost 100 for him, and just spent just a season in Chelsea? How if you are the one, the Chelsea coach or the chairman, will you release Lukaku, or you want to give him another chance? Because of the fee you paid for him, just a season, and now he's moving to other club just on loan. The
reason why they are loaning him out is because of the money. If not because of the money, they would have sold him away in any amount and then just those are the cash out and from Lukaku and let him go. But just because of the amount they paid for Lukaku, that is why they are still holding him back, and then had to send him on a loan to go and play at least a season and then come back and see what he can do again at Chelsea.
Okay, now if eventually Lukaku moves to Lukaku, do you think the bond he has with the players, for example Lautaro Martinez, do you think the transfer trust between two of them is still going to continue?
The team now has, I think that team will be this, because they're already building another new team without Lukaku, and he's just going back there. Who did you want to go and bench at the team now? Because Zeko was even doing well last season, though I did not follow their record, but I see Zeko was playing very well with Martinez too. So I don't think it would be easy for him to just go there and then bench somebody, player,
or be a starter,
except to just prove himself enough, and then
eventually got into the team. Okay, I'm continuing with the news about Lukaku. Inter look to be right on the verge of getting a deal done for Lukaku on loan, with the Nerazzurri and the Blues in advanced talks having agreed on a fee for the 29-year-old. A season-long loan. The Nerazzurri will pay a 10 million fee to the Premier League club for one season loan plus €2 million in add-ons, 1 million of which will be linked to winning the Serie A title. Meanwhile, Lukaku total wages will cost the Nerazzurri 9 million, giving the tax benefits of the growth decree which they can apply to his salary, taking the total expenditure on the deal to 21 million euro. I think Inter too, I think though they are not spending enough, but just a season loan and everything is getting to 21 million euro. I think Inter Milan, and do you think it's going to be a good move for Inter Milan?
I would say because Lukaku is a good player, he has played there before, but he's not with the coach he played with. Exactly. Antonio Conte has left them now, so the new man now was already playing his football. We just be an addict to them. It just look like how Ronaldo just entered into the Manchester United team last season when the coach did not want only did not need Ronaldo. So it's just the same thing. Maybe the coach itself is not even the person handling this Lukaku deal to come to Inter.
Okay, Mr. Silva said it's still going to be a good addition for Inter Milan, though having played under former manager, which is not there anymore, but a new manager, but yet he's still going to perform since he has played with the same players before. And before we come to an end of the program, we've talked about Real Madrid Unveil Anthony Rudiger from Sterling moving to Chelsea on some cheap transfer fee, and Bayern Munich won't let Lewandowski leave to Barcelona even if they bring the preferred amount to let Lewandowski. He's still going to be their player next season, and I think they will release him on a free transfer to Barcelona or any club on his favor. And Divock Origi, the second choice, or let me say the savior of Liverpool most times, is leaving for AC Milan to be one of to join the Italian champions and being in a long line in the restaurant with great players like Giroud, Ibrahimovic, and some other players in the team. And the last headline was Lukaku going on a season-long loan to his former club Inter Milan. And I think this is end of football. Viewers for staying with us, and we cherish you, and I think we are going to give you lots more coming next time. And I still remain Sadiq Oyinneyin. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for other editions on Football Flakes. It's very, very important. Like, share, and subscribe. And to me, here I'm still with Mr.
Silvano second name.
So what can you say to our viewers?
Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Okay, thank you. Bye for now.
Wow.